Talofa, and welcome to another episode of Pulse of Polynesia, where we celebrate the heart, soul, and resilience of our Polynesian people. This is a place where stories unfold, stories triumph, heartbreak, perseverance, and laughter. Whether you're tuning in from the islands, the mainland, or across the globe, we welcome you to sit back, relax, and be inspired by the journeys of our incredible guests. I am Leaso Filoeli'i coming to you live from Katy, Texas, and bringing you real conversations with real people.
And Talofa, I'm Lina Famuina, coming to you from the beautiful state of Hawaii. Before we start this exciting journey, we'd like to thank our team, Eileen Tiumalu and Fuifui Petelo, for monitoring Facebook and YouTube. We'd also like to thank everyone for tuning in and sharing our trials and triumphs together as an Ainga. Please use this opportunity to ask those burning questions that you'd like to know, but also please remember to keep it respectful. Just wanted to give everyone a heads up. I'm reading the comments via text messages and screenshots, so I'll be multitasking and looking off screen here and there, but I'm definitely paying attention.
Tonight, we're honored to have someone special in the hot seat, a guest whose story will inspire, challenge, and move us. So grab your favorite drink, drop your comments, and get ready for an unforgettable conversation. Now, let's welcome our guest, Eustasia Tunoa. What's up? What's
Hi everyone.
up?
Hi. Talofa from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hi. So should I just Hi, my name is Eustasia Tunoa, and it's been an honor. It's been an honor to be asked to be on this platform. And I give all the glory to God. First and foremost, I give all the glory to God for all that we have been through, for this platform to be able to share knowledge and experience in hopes to help someone, to touch someone's life and make a difference. Thank you guys all for the invitation. Thank you for having me on here. Enjoy the show, guys.
Stacia, I take it you just got back from Samoa. How was your trip there?
It was good. Like every trip that you take to Samoa, there's always something new. There's always a lot of politics, you know. But other than that, everything was good. I mean, not much has. Well, wait, hold up. A lot has changed. Politically, a lot has changed. But as far as Samoa being the beautiful place that we call home, with the culture and traditions, it still rocks. It's beautiful. I was happy to be there to take care of my mom's stuff, and well, now I'm back home with my husband and children.
And how long has it been since you've been back home?
Oh gosh, I think I go almost every. Well, for the last 4 years, I've been going almost every year. And I was there this the latest time. This time right now, I think I was there July. Was it just September, October, November, December, January? 4 months. So I was there for 4 months.
You
Wow.
said you went back home to take care of your mom and stuff. And would you like to share a little bit about Mama Dukes and your siblings or how it was back home?
It was yes, of course. My mom, I went the first time I went to Samoa. The whole reason why I started going back to American Samoa is because I went to go take care of my mom. My mom was getting old, and unfortunately there's no girls for my family. We have girls but makokua. So I felt like I needed to go back and take care of my mom because I am the wee, and the only girl that's close to my mom at the time.
Are you the youngest of the family? Is that what that is?
Oh,
Okay. So we'll
I
just
was
wait
thinking,
till yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no. Yeah, I think she said she's a wee, so I think she is the youngest, maybe girl of the family.
Okay. So we're dealing with technical difficulties. She is trying to get back on again. So,
Oh,
Lena, how's
and
the
maybe we can share a little bit about because we did. Oh, there she goes.
okay?
Yay!
Hi. Sorry, my something about recording. I don't know. I'm trying my best, so I think it's going to be a complications going on, but I apologize ahead of time. So I
Yes.
did go home to take care of my mom. Unfortunately, my son needed me to come back, and coming back to Las Vegas, Nevada. When it comes to your kids, you always put your kids first. my son lives with his father, and while I was talking to him, he wanted me to come back, and so I came back. And when I got here, I was hit with some legal stuff, and I ended up having to go to court to prove that I was here and present for my son's stuff. And I won the case, but I also yeah I think I'm the first Samoan woman that was has kids with a Samoan man that pays child support now. I'm not really sure, but I so that's what I did, you know. So that's what happened. That's basically why we went to court, is that, and to prove that that I didn't abandon my son. I went to go take care of my mom, and then I went back to about a year ago to bury my mom. Unfortunately, she passed later on, a couple months, almost a year later on from when I was last in Samoa, and I went to bury my mom. It wasn't a good experience, as far as seeing my sibling. I have a brother in American Samoa who was very high up there with the Matai system and stuff like that, and he wasn't doing too well. And my family in Hawaii, was not doing too well at all. I'm at the moment he's doing better now, but I had to make sure that I had to take care of my that brother of mine, to make because he was heavy on meth. Because meth out there in American Samoa is no joke. I believe in every family in American Samoa that I know of has a child or a relative, family members that are either addicted to meth, and that's how it is now. I buried my mom and I came back home to work, and of course try to be the best mom, to provide that I can to my son. Um, and then I went back recently, was to go do her 1 year anniversary. You know, the kalangakil.
Kalangakil.
So that's why I was back home. And while I was there, I actually what you call it? I got me a job because I needed to support myself. So I got me a job to support myself, and I was staying out there trying my best to do the best I can for my family. But unfortunately, um, I have duties here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where my son stays, and also my husband is here too. So eventually, I had to come back. So that's why I'm back here. But in Samoa, was a very was a good thing to get a job, but it's how to get a job, who you know, and stuff like that. But I was blessed to be able to get my job without all that, and it was a good experience to see how the hospital work, how doctors work, um, how the mental health department work, and uh, it's horrible. Mental health is horrible. Our hospital needs a lot of help, and I would never take my son back to American Samoa because the hospital is far from it, far from ready or prepared to take care of anyone. I think that's the reason why that a lot of you guys hear it. If I pay for it, someone passes, or there's constantly people are always sick because I think we need better doctors, and I think we need more restrictions and people out there to practice more communication skills and to respect the patient's privacy, like the HIPAA law, and to have a much better hospital. Because Lord knows, the hospital is like, it is what it is right now. I pray to God that the new governor, make it happen and give us a new hospital finally. And it's just horrible. Medication, on time medication, things you don't have to wait so long. Ole,
Yes.
a lot of people are waiting. Like there's a line of people waiting to come out here see my fafo for better care, for better care. And it's sad, but it's an island. It's a very secluded
Yeah.
island, so we do the best we can with what we have. So
Eustacia,
that was
you
my
mentioned
thought on.
you, sorry, Stacia, you mentioned about how this hospital will not be able to take care or handle your son. Can you tell us about your son's condition?
Yes, DJ is my youngest. He's the only boy that I have, my son. He's got spinal muscular atrophy type 1. Spinal muscular atrophy is a genetic disorder that was him and his father and I are both carriers of this gene, rare gene and disorder, and it was passed down to. It just so happened that DJ was born with it, so it's where all the muscles in his body deteriorate. He doesn't. DJ doesn't have muscle reflex or muscle tone at all. Um, he's unable to walk, talk, and do all the normal stuff. But the one thing that my son do have is that his mind still is 100%. So he knows, he can identify. He has facial expression. He communicates with through his facial expression, um, by his voices, because you can tell when a kid grunts or when they're mad. You know, they cry, they yell, they smile, they laugh, all that stuff. So I'm thankful to God that my son is able to have all that and is able to communicate through all that. And so yeah, that's DJ.
And you're a mother of 3. Would you like to share a story about your other children as well?
Yes, of course. My oldest daughter is Lene. Her name is Lawalofa Lene. We call her Lene for short because her name couldn't fit on the birth certificate in Germany. So we had to cut it down to Lene. Lene is now 26. She was born in Germany, 1998. She graduated from what is that called? Was it? She graduated here from Las Vegas, Nevada, the high school here. It was a short time that she went to high school, but she graduated here. She's now a mother and a wife, and she lives in Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia. She's been my daughter right there is my army brat. She's the reason why I am who I am today as far as being a mom, because out of all my 3 kids, my eldest is the only one that I had the opportunity and given the opportunity by God to um, do everything, to experience everything with. And when I say everything, is a lot of peer parents, they get to experience, a lot of mothers, let's just say mothers. A lot of mothers, they get a first, a second child, a third child. Second child, you can always go back and do more, right? Because you know better than from your first child. Your first child is your lesson. And then your second child, you should be a pro by now, right?
Yeah.
I unfortunately didn't have that with my kids growing up. So everything that Lene had done, I had made sure I was there for her through every step of the way. She's been through a lot. Being an army brat, I don't know how it feels like to be an army brat. I know she does, and she one day hopefully can speak on that. But my daughter went through a lot and saw me go through a lot of it in being married to her father. My daughter Alanis, she too had spinal muscular atrophy. She was born 2001 and she passed 2004 in Hawaii. We were medevac from Germany, Vilseck, Germany, to Oahu, Hawaii, because they believed that Lannis wasn't going to live long. So compassionate reassignment is when they send you home to be closer to your family, because God forbid your child passes, you have family. So that's basically what that was. And then those are my girls. Linus is buried in American Samoa, and she would have been 23 this year. Lene is 26, and then my son is 15, acting like he's 25. He's the boss, that one. And then I have my grandson. I have a grandson. God has blessed me with a grandson, and I got to experience. Now I have the experience of being a grandma, and it's a very pleasant feeling to have.
Yay, Team Glamour.
Right?
Your daughter said it's called, is it Mojave? The high school?
Mojave.
Mojave. She
I
said
can't
Mojave,
see that.
mom,
I can't
LOL.
see. Oh, she's on here.
You had to correct her, mom.
I love you, baby.
Go Fi.
I can't see the comments. So, but hey, as long as we're rolling, that's all that matters.
Stacia, I know it's very tough when you have a child that has a condition. When did you first realize that your son had the spinal muscular atrophy type 1?
My son was, man, in first of all, the pregnancy, right? The 9 months that I was pregnant with my son was totally normal. This is with all SMA that I believe of my knowledge and understanding as a mother. Um, this is my knowledge and understanding as a mother that the pregnancy part of things, it's all normal. They kick, they eat, all normal. It wasn't until my son was about, well, he was born normal too, normal. We went to go do everything. He was okay. I believe he had a delay in his legs. But we were thinking, the doctor was thinking it's going to take a few days before anything come up. But by the time my son was a couple of days, about maybe 3 months old, I noticed that my son wasn't kicking his legs no more. His leg, like I used to bounce him. You know, you bounce your baby off your leg, off of you or off of something, and they kick their legs. DJ was doing that, and in 3 months, I realized that it wasn't. He wasn't kicking. He wasn't kicking me, and even though I knew as a mother, because they counseled us about it when I lost Alanis, when I found out about Alanis, and I knew. Um, while I was pregnant with DJ in California, they actually encouraged me to abort my son. Um, they wanted to. They have this needle that is this really long needle, the big one, that one that goes into your stomach to get I think is the ambu fluid out,
Yes.
so they can test it. And I was talking to my sister. I called my sister Lima up, and I was telling her about that. And she said, "Sis, do you understand what that is?" I told her no. And at the time, I didn't. She told me exactly what it was. She told me to go Google it. So I went to go Google it. I found out what it was. And because it said 1%, that there's a 1% um, chance that I could lose my child, I said no to it. The doctors tried to talk to me over and over about, um, the possibility of my son coming out with SMA, but I didn't care. I figured I I wasn't supposed to I wasn't even supposed to get pregnant with DJ. DJ is actually my miracle baby. Like, I mean, all my babies are miracle, but this boy right here, he was relentless. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be born, you know. So um, I said no to that, and I knew that my son, us mothers, they look go, we know how about our children before they're even when they're born. Something is wrong. You don't even have to look at them, and it's what we were blessed with by God, to have that mother intuition for our children. That's
Mhm.
what we're blessed with. That's what we're stitched with. And well, we went to Samoa because the father had retired, and we went back home to Samoa to bury his father. And while we were down there, I had noticed my son was getting a cold that it would not go away. His lungs was always bad. We were doing asthma. So I flew up. Me and DJ flew up 6 months, at 6 months old, and we diagnosed him, and he was diagnosed about 6 months. He was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy type 1. And I stayed in Hawaii and did all his kalavai and did everything that I could do, and I was prepared for it. I was very prepared for it because I experienced it before with my daughter. I didn't do too well with my daughter, but I was determined to do well with DJ, with the knowledge and the experience I had from my daughter. So that's when he was diagnosed at 6 months, and he was diagnosed spinal muscular type 1 instead of type 2. But he was a strong type 1, borderline type 2, because he was a strong kid. He's able to eat. And a lot of kids are not able to eat through the mouth. Once they are type 1, you lose the facial expression. They don't laugh. They don't smile. All they do is grunt, and that's it. And as far as a smile is concerned, a laugh, nothing. The kids, they don't have that. So even DJ has come a long way. It has come a really long way. God has been very good to DJ and to myself as a mom. So that's about DJ right there.
And I've seen in some of his videos that he is able to, like when you guys talk to him and you're braiding his
Hmm.
hair, right? I mean, it looks
Yeah,
like
he
he
likes to
does, he
talk back.
smile or yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's
likes to interact.
nonverbal, but he
So
likes to roll
very
his
strong.
eyes. He likes to roll his eyes and make his think face. He likes to do all that, and he also knows how to get mad. And that's why I tell people, my son is, I believe, is far and very unique from a lot of children with spinal muscular type 1, SMA. It's called SMA for short. Because DJ is at about to be 16 and still able to, you know, facial expression like there's no tomorrow and yell at you. E babo maya DJ bafi ma pali malia loko semea. And
Hi.
yeah, he will babble. Like he will sit there and babble and argue with you and roll his eyes at you. Yes, he will. And when his doctors or nurses come, like the PT come to take, you know, to do his therapy, he'll pretend like he's sleeping. He will close his eyes and sleep on purpose, just
Typical
to so
teenager.
that they can leave. Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah.
you share a little bit about because so like you said, he has SMA, right? So there is a tube, he has a trach tube, and there's a lot of equipment, right? But can you share a little bit about how you're able, like where you've been able to take him to places, and
Oh
you
yes.
know how you're able to do that for people who you know can have hope
Right.
to
Yeah.
in that
I have, yes, of
situation?
course. Um, DJ, as you all know, well, let's clarify something. I don't want nobody to say anything about whatever. DJ stays with his father. Um, he has primary custody of DJ, and I have, and we share legal custody together. DJ is has been, oh my gosh, I have taken him from Sacramento to American Samoa, from American Samoa to Hawaii, from Hawaii to back to Sacramento because he was born in California, but Carmichael. He was born in California in Carmichael. And then he has been to Disney World and Disneyland. DJ has we my goal when I had my son, when my son was in my care, was to always have a place with a swimming pool. And DJ has been in the pool like all the kids in the world. He has slid down from the slides over there at Craig Ranch Park. I make sure my goal for this boy is to make sure that he experiences a lot of things that a lot of normal children have experienced or do normally. So I'm so happy and so proud of him because he's able to go above and beyond with his life and breathing and being a strong person that he is, because at the end of the day, I don't I'm not the one in control of DJ's lungs. I'm not the one in control of DJ's heart. It's DJ that's control of his, with the help, with the assist of the machines. And he does have a trach. His trach is connected to his ventilator. His ventilator is his life support. He also have a G tube, and he eats from his through the G tube as well as his mouth now that I know of from his father's what his father has told me. Although he can eat through his mouth, it's still a very high percentage that he can gag and aspirate. So have, how is it, have aspiration, is that what you call?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's been a while,
No,
but
yeah.
he can still aspirate. All that can come back up. So
Mhm.
they're very, should be very careful with him. And also, DJ's immune system is not as strong as everybody else. I am not a scientist. I don't know about the science world. I do have faith, but I am also a realist. I know when God tells you that this is how your son's going to be, and only He can heal him, that's how it's going to be. So my job as a mom is to make sure I take care of that boy exactly how he is, to maintain or to become better. A lot of people be like, "Oh, but you never know." No, I do know. I'm telling you. So DJ was on a Spinraza. This shot is like $1 million through his insurance. The thing is, Spinraza is only good to stop the progression of deterioration of the muscle, right? DJ at the age he was already, well, he's already matured a lot. So what happens is the Spinraza, it just, what it does, it stops the deterioration, from it going backwards even more worse. So that's where DJ is. So yes, the shot has really helped DJ, but it's helped DJ to stop the progression of SMA. Unlike other children, if they would have gotten the Spinraza at birth, it would have probably, it would they would be able to do better as far as their
Mm.
muscles growing, have better chances at walking, talking, and feeding, that to be
Yeah.
able. So that's the thing with DJ now. So um he's doing good. Been This boy has been in in cars and rides, the bus rides. I took him on the public bus in Hawaii, and he was loving it. We got here to Las Vegas. I did the same thing to him. He has had birthday parties. I also determined to throw my son birthday parties, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know these if he's gonna make it to the next year. So, but I'm like that with all of my children,
Mhm.
with Puka and DJ now, because from my experience of a mother with Alanis, I don't take nothing for granted. I know that I have to be on top of it, and I'm so territorial. I want to be the first person to give my children the first time experience ever, and so that's why if you so DJ, yeah, DJ's doing really good. That boy's been everywhere, everywhere. He's a little bigger now, so it's kind of harder to move him around. I think I need a van, or a big van with the, yeah, because with Makua was oh Kaleo DJ. I
Okay.
have, so I can't wait to go see him. I go see him tomorrow.
Oh,
I go see
so
my son tomorrow.
Stacia, I have to tell you, I commend you because it's not even easy being able to be a mother, losing a child at the same time and having to take care of another child that has a condition that not a lot of, you don't see a lot of Polynesians, that even talks about this. And then you have your daughter who's living a life of marriage and a child, and the kind of life that you wish all your kids could have had, right? And
Right.
your daughter being able to go through that with you, how was that for you, having your daughter grow up watching mom having to take care and pay attention to her brother, and the situation with her father?
My, I'm telling you, um, oh my God, I'm getting all emotional. My daughter she's been through it all with me, like everything. She's been through everything with me, and I cannot, as much as I want to talk about how my daughter feels, but only she can speak on her behalf, because she has a voice. But my experience with my daughter, we've been through so much, to losing her sister. Now, can you imagine being so young and you lose your sister, right? Um, Having to learn how to take care of your sibling because you have no one else. I can't imagine. I can't. Because I have a lot of siblings, but my daughter doesn't. So for her to be able to go through all that and still find God, because throughout my whole life with my daughter, eh, that was, I honestly can say that my my foundation in raising my daughter was God, or is God, still is. Every time, Ele Lilo, I always tell her, God has a purpose, God has a plan, and it's always God's timing. No matter how you are, or how I am, or what we go through, God has a plan. If God give me the strength to be your mom, to speak, to stand, and to fight, I will. It's not a problem. Um, and she's she went through a lot. My daughter went through a lot. She was at one point in time, ikalamua maua. My daughter and we have a really beautiful relationship. She runs to me for everything. She comes to me for everything. She knows that she can pick up the phone any time of the day and call me, because that is what I wanted. I That is the only wish. A parent's wish is that all her children are. Whenever something happens, they're feeling happy, sad, whatever. You want to be the first one. You want them to understand and to trust that I can call my mom or I can call my dad for anything. And I honestly believe I have that relationship with my daughter because no matter what we went through, that I was always there with her. I made sure that she was okay. I always put my children's need before mine, even now, even with Puka. Puka has been through so much. Well, Lofasha Okama Langa, she's been through so much. She's seen it all. She's seen the marriage that I went through with her father. She's seen um, the abuse. She's heard it. She's helped clean it up. Everything. So that's why I don't say nothing. Like I just tell people like, yeah, it is what it is. But I always tell them, you want to know the truth, yeah, about that, because they always ask me. It always go back to that, right? To why, and I will tell them, if you want to know the truth about it and how I really feel, I can't tell you. I was the one in the fight. You got to tell the person that was actually really affected by it, which is actually my children, my daughter. Because Puka lived through it. 18 years. I think Puka turned, I believe, was 17 or 18, and or 19. She took off. She called me. She said, "Mom, I'm going to leave." I said, "Okay, baby, where are you going?" I didn't want her to leave. I didn't. She wanted to go and figure her life out. She left Las Vegas and went to ATL. And let me tell you guys, man, because she's my only able child. You know what I'm saying? Only able child. And man, every day I text her, "How you doing, baby? How you doing?" As a mother's supposed to. And when I had it, we send our children money. When I had it, I always send it to her. It was because she's the one that's out there. I don't know what her situation is. I can no longer protect her because she's away from me. So, um, but she made it through. She did. I know she's still healing. She's still trying to figure some things out. And I know, and I always encourage her. I want you to be a better wife than I have ever been. I want you to be, I want you to put God first in everything you do. Don't ask me, ask him first before you come to me. And then we can talk about it and pray about it. I want you to be the best mother that you can be to your son and experience what I have experienced, if not more, as a mother to your child. Because, DJ was about 9 when the father took 100% control of his stuff, because over court. But my son, he was well. DJ was uma. I did all the stuff, the nursing, everything. Moved from Hawaii. About my son, so everything was good. Like, I had to make a decision to leave Hawaii to come here, better care for DJ, and I had to talk to my daughter, and my daughter was okay with it. And that little girl, it's always her brother first. As long as my brother is taken care of, that's her. As long as my brother's taken care of, Mom, I'm down for it. So we make the move. We do what we have to do, and that's her life in my eyes, and how much she sacrificed her life, and her childhood for what she's been put through for by us, the parents. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, because it's very hard, right? A lot of things that you've gone through, and like you said, and taking care of your children, and then going through an abusive marriage, and finding the strength to get through all that. Thank you for sharing that. God was your foundation and all that, in the hopes that people that are going through it, that can't seem to find the light or doesn't have a relationship with God, and hopefully that they'll be able to find that and start that relationship. And then, because one thing that I do, echo in our kids, right? When we raise our kids, I think that's one of the best things that we can do for our kids, is to let them know that their relationship with God is very important, right? Because there are things that we can't always protect them. We can't always be with them. But if they know and they have that relationship, they will know that God has got you, right? Because
Right.
when God,
Right.
right? Nothing
That's
else will
right.
matter, because when God, right?
That's right.
And
Amen.
well, so many Polynesian women are raised to tough it out in marriage, right? So how did you break past the mindset and find that courage to leave?
I didn't know, man. Growing up, us Samoan, we're fulfilled. Like, we're taught, especially the girls that don't have a lot of female siblings, right? No usos, no sisters. I grew up in a house full of boys, because I had my siblings. My I was adopted. Let me clarify that. I was adopted. I was born a Siona, but I was raised a Tunoa. Um, my parents, my step parents, who are my mom and dad, my Tunoa side, they had I had what, 7 brothers and 2 sisters, but they were older, So, but when I got there, I was the youngest. So here I go with a bunch of brothers, and when I got married, it wasn't like that, It was pretty good, but then things turned for the worse, and I believe it had a lot to do with the deployments, and it came home. He brought it home with him, and then I became the him against me, and with our children. Um, I didn't know anything about. I did not know anything about domestic violence until I got to Las Vegas. And I'm saying this because in my head growing up, when you fight, you boxing. You just two people going at it. I'm not thinking that, oh, you're not supposed to hit me, because I've never seen my dad hit my mom. So I'm thinking it's, yeah, man, we're gonna box it out, right? So that's how I thought about it. That's how I took it until I got here to Las Vegas, and and things kept happening. Things kept happening, and I was getting blamed for a lot of things, and I just got tired. And my daughter turned 18 years old, and out of school, I had DJ. It was a very hard decision for me to make, to be accused of a lot of things that I wasn't doing, to be the accusations, and I couldn't take it no more. I knew so much things that was going on in behind closed doors that he didn't know that I knew. And I instead of confronting, I threw in the towels. I threw in the towels because my daughter graduated high school. She's doing good. My son, all the medical cares, got the doctors and everything, the caregiving, everything was aligned up, down to people for the machines and every vendors. I had everything done already. The problem that I had is that when it came down to leaving, he didn't want to leave. So instead of getting into a fight with him in Las Vegas, where if and something happens, they will take my son, because my son is disabled. I mean, come on, you come to a house to go fix this, to go get to a domestic violence situation, and there's a child in there on a ventilator and a G-tube, and you think that, oh, here, go ahead, you can. No, they will take the child. So I made the decision that I needed to, in order for my son not to be taken away, I needed to I made the sacrifice to leave. So I left, and I left my son in the house because I couldn't stay there no more. I couldn't. um and it just things just got more difficult, more bad, and then we got divorced. He got remarried.
Oh, we're having technical difficulty, guys.
Okay.
Go fine. Yes.
So give it another extra 10 minutes on that one. Okay. Sorry, I should have hold it together.
You're a good sister. We have 2 comments. I'll read it when she comes back on.
Okay.
There you go.
Are we back?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I
No,
don't know
no,
what's
that's
going on
fine.
with my phone. But yeah, so after that, I made the decision, and I got my son's blessing. I did. A lot of people have out, because how is that possible when your son is disabled? You know what I'm saying? But if your son, our children, let's nothing.
Yes, Sauli.
If a mother is not doing good, okay, Kamaiki. If the household is not doing good, children are not going to be okay, and they feel everything, and they know everything, especially DJ, because DJ's brain is highlighted, because nothing else works, but his brain is 110. So I walked into the room and I talked to my son and I told my son about what was going on. And I prayed over him and I prayed for the situation and my decision before I even walked out. When I did that, after I did it, I cried over my son. You know how hard it is to choose to walk away? It's it's not easy to leave your son so that you can save yourself and save your child from possibly being taken from the state, right? Because that's all I could think about. I couldn't think about anything else because in Las Vegas, when I called them to help me, they told me, this is what they told me. Oh, did he hit you? I said, no. They said, oh, well, he's going to have to put hands on you, for us to even do anything. Threats and all that doesn't matter. That's why here, now you see, because of why? Because of the law. The law is really jacked up. But then the law is also jacked up because a lot of women abuse it. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. For the ones that really need the protection and the help, we're not getting it. But the ones that did it, that don't need it and are playing with it just to get back at a man, they get it all. It's the weirdest system and it's not working. It didn't work for me. And that's why I'm where I'm at now. So years later, now I'm okay. Like we're still going through the battle. It's always a battle. Like it's a constant battle of legal rights and stuff like that, parental rights. And I'm just like, man, why can't we all just respect each other and talk to each other? Like communicate with me. And if I say no, then ask me why, and I'll give you my opinion. But it's not like that. It's always one or the other. It's all good when I say yeah, but as soon as I say no to something, it's a problem. I'm going to court, court, and then I'm fighting again. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to make a whole book about this stuff. But yeah, so now my son is doing good. My daughter's doing great. Uh, I have I have a good relationship with my husband. I wasn't going to. I swear to y'all, after that marriage, I did not want to be. I didn't want to be with no one no more. I wanted to live my single life. I really did because I was tired of it. I was tired. I wanted, running the house, running everything. I was, que le lavar foi. So,
Bye.
and yeah, even my family were involved. So to all those out there who are Polynesian, because I know us Polynesians, we sit there and we take it. We have that ride or die, right? That's our ride or die attitude. The one that says, hey, be makako, because if I need fakala, like a lot of Samoans, they say, I'll for fingy for you. Because it's always the women's fault. It's always what we did. I'll for fingy for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. Why do we women get blamed for getting hit? Why do we get blamed for a man throwing something at us? Why do we get blamed for a man yelling at us and cursing at us and saying mean things and calling us out of our names? Like, I don't understand why we get blamed for that when we're not the ones that are doing it. They are. So my message is to you women out there, especially our Polynesian women. I work okay 50. Don't be scared to leave. Understand that you have to, your responsibility, especially if you have your kids, your responsibility is to protect yourself so that you can live another day to protect your children. Your children have no one when you're out of this world, when you're gone from the domestic violence. Because I've seen it. It's so comfortable now. The Samoan men are going crazy with this stuff right now. And I urge y'all, the men, go get some help. Really, go get some mental help. Go sit down and talk to somebody. To give you guys a way out because it's not right. It's not right. And I know a lot of women, they go through it and they still stay because if it fit, I know for a fact that they are scared because of what their parents might think, what the family might think, to bring shame onto the family. Forget that. You guys need to drop that. Forget the family. Forget the shame. Because at the end of the day, you guys need to survive. Who wants to be a punching bag? Like, for real. Who wants that? That's not love. That's not love. It's never love when a person yells at you and cusses at you and belittles you in front of your children or behind closed doors and give you bruises and marks and stuff like that. It's not love. So I encourage you guys, get some help, speak to somebody. A lot of people say, yeah, but I pray. Yes, you pray, but you're not making no moves. You gotta pray and move. You gotta make move for yourself, protect your children.
Okay.
And that's what I have to say
Oh,
about that part.
oh, thank you so much for sharing and the encouragement. A lot of people do need that, and to see that you have the strength and you were able to do that, I hope and pray that, like you said, as they pray, that they take that step, and take it in faith, knowing that it will be okay. Hearing your story and seeing what you've gone through, sis. We have comments on
Right.
here. Fui says, true testimony and much respect. Lily
Thank
says,
you.
she doesn't know you, but she follows you on TikTok, and your story is very inspiring. And thank you for sharing.
Qualify. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Go fight. So, after going through so much, you found love again and remarried. How did you
I
know
did.
that this time it was different? And how does your husband support and uplift you in ways that you've never had before?
When I wasn't planning on getting married because um I was afraid. I was afraid of being mistreated. Um because I've learned after that, you learn how you're supposed to be treated, right? As a woman. As a woman. The words I love you. You learn how people are supposed to treat people. Like how we treat our children. We love them. We take care of them, we protect them. So with that, I was all like, lost it. But I met Anthony and he was always kind to me. He always listened, like he always listened, and he always was there for me. He would take me out on dates. Let me tell you guys, he would take me out on dates. I've never been on no date. I had to buy all my gifts, so I don't know how it feels like to buy for to receive. I don't know how to feel like to receive. My father were the only ones that, and my brothers, my siblings, my brothers are the only ones that ever gifted me things and surprised me. I'm used to that, but with him, that's what was coming back to. Like I was like, oh, I remember when this feels good. It feels good to come home and I'm not saying materialistic things, but they do make you feel good. Okay.
The little
And
things.
it's part of being a lady. It's part of being a wife. It's part of being pursued. So he would always, me and him have conversations about life, about my children. Um, he The first time that I ever, like, I was so surprised because I thought this man was gonna run. We had an incident, and me and him were dating. We had an incident, and at a club, we were at the club. We were celebrating my birthday. He was taking me out for my birthday, and we went to a club here in Las Vegas, and we were on the dance floor. And while we were on the dance floor, I turned around, and long and behold, my kid's father is standing there, and he's just acting out and saying that I was cheating on him, that I was with him, and I'm just like in law and like, wait, what? Just creating a scene. We come outside. He's wanting to fight Anthony. Like my husband's name is Anthony Smith. He's wanting to fight my poor baby, and I'm over there in a nice dress, feeling beautiful. But now I don't feel beautiful because all my outfit. And the whole time he really wanted to go, to have um he wanted to fight Anthony, and Anthony's all like, man, I'm in dress shoes. I'm all dressed up. My woman is dressed up. We ain't got time for this. So eventually, he left. It was more than that, but he left. And I found myself at this point, I took off my shoes because now I was back to duking it out, right? Like, so I was thinking, protecting myself, right? Because I don't know. I don't know how this man is going to react. I don't know how, this my boyfriend at the time was going to react. I don't know if he was down for me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take my well, this is it, right? And I do, we're about to do.
Ave ese kaukalinga, fapakule
Yeah,
ulu.
everything. And I was
Ready.
and it was my birthday. And I was like, oh Lord
Kaupai.
Jesus. So everything goes by. He leaves. The security comes and the security, he picks up this man I'm sitting at the stairs at this point. I'm so upset. He grabs my shoes. He gets my feet. He dusts my feet out. He puts my shoes on. And then the security take us to our vehicle. We go to the house. I'm laying there. And all I can think about at this point, okay, well, I guess he's leaving. He's packing his stuff to leave, because this is what we're thinking, right? This is what I'm thinking. Like, what man wants to deal with that type of drama and embarrassment? At this age, at this time, like, who wants to deal with that? And so we're just laying there, we're both looking up at the wall, fully clothed, ceiling fapia. And I just looked at him, and I go, I was so shocked that he was still there, and then I just looked at him and I said, Are you staying? Or are you going? Like, you don't have to be here. You can go home. And I asked him, I said, why? I said, I am well aware about what happened. And I totally understand if you decide to leave. He just laid there and just looked at me and said, nah. He just said, no, I'm okay. And I said, okay. I said, why? So in my head, now I'm questioning, why the hell would you want to stay with a woman with that much drama? So I asked him, I said, why would you want to stay with someone? Why would you want to stay after all that? And that's when he told me, because he loved me. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I didn't know how to receive it at the time. I didn't. And I just smiled and said, oh, okay. And then I said, okay, thank you. I mean, what else am I supposed to say? And then, everything that I have gone through in my life with after that, the aftermath, the drama after drama after drama, the fights, the name calling, after all that, he's still here. And I'm like, oh, never mind. You got to be the one. So it wasn't until then, but I did have to explain to him that because us Samoans, we don't move in with our spouses, with our boyfriend. We get married and then we move in. He's American. He's from here. So it's different. He's a Tamauli. So for them, they do that. They move in with each other and experience that life. So I told him, babe, I know we lived for 2 years together, but I can't do this. Like, this is, I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act. So, he's all like, forget it. I said, so I moved out. And then he said, well, I told him that the next time I move in, I would have to move in as your wife. I'm not doing this. 2 years is enough. I don't like the American way. I like the Samoan way. So he picked me up and he took me straight to the courthouse, and we got married, and that was that. So life has been good. I give him so much props because he has been through it with me. I have, because you coming from a background, a past like that, to try and find peace, it's hectic. It's not easy. It takes a strong man to really put up with that and to really sit there and understand and to deal with it. And I put him through a lot, especially after my mom. After my mom died, I hit rock bottom. I hit rock bottom, and he was there. He was there for it all. So, that's where I'm at now. Babe, we're going on I think we're going on 5 years of marriage. And
Nice.
I'm looking forward to, to making things a lot better for us. Because now that my mom is no longer here, I actually can focus on my life, because, us Samoans, we send money home. And that was my responsibility. And I go see my mom and come back. And that's kind of heavy on the bucket, yeah? So it feels good. It feels good to be back this year. I am looking for a job, and I pray to God that I get a job soon so I can, start taking care of my responsibility, because his responsibility is me. DJ is my responsibility, so, and that's how I look at life. So we're just, we're taking it one day at a time and just enjoying life the best we can and figuring things out together. At
She
this
go.
point, yeah,
We have
because
comments on online. Lily says, second time around is always a blessing. Stay strong, sis.
oh,
And then
thank you.
we have Nuri Afualo Decapot. She said, that's my classmate. She's still the same strong, beautiful, and smart person she was back then.
Oh, thank you, Qualify. Yeah, so
Before
it
we move
was
on, I'm really interested to
yes.
say, love after trauma isn't easy. How did you learn to trust again?
Mm.
I watch his actions. I didn't tell him. I did not tell him. Ladies, when they ask you, this is for the young generation too. When a kid or a guy or a man asks you, what do you want from a man? You tell them, I don't know yet. I got to see to believe it. I got to see to figure it out. Because we all don't know. And he showed it to me. He showed me. He showed it to me. So, fucking, us Samoans, silia kur fucking, kaukala runku. Words come and go. I lie. Mele fucking is very important. And, me, uh, it means a lot to me when someone tells me they love me and they show it. It means a lot to me when I see that a man, especially a man, or anyone, but for my husband, it means a lot to me to see a change. So when you do something that I don't like and I bring it to you, I know it takes us all time to readjust, right? To make a change. When a man changes for you know that is the reason why. When he changes his ways for you and he makes it to where he puts you first and that you're the most important person to his life, that is the reason. That's him, and he's done all of that. No matter but he's here. He's still proven. He's still here. He ain't going nowhere. you know
Hey, Lily
so that's
said they're hiring. So after
where
that, because I think Lily's in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
is she.
where, but she just put on here that they're hiring. So
Okay,
Lily's a
I
manager,
don't
by the
think that.
way. Yeah. Lily's a manager, by the way. So
At
you might want
where?
to look into that. Yeah. So, Stacia, I got a question for you. When you look back at high school, what's one thing you wish you could tell your younger self?
I don't. You know what? I had a really good high school year. Like I had a really good high school year. Like I had fun. I don't. I don't think I would change anything. I think the one maybe man, because my high school year was really good. I really enjoyed it. My high school year was the best years of my life growing up. Not to include my childhood, but in school years, from kindergarten up to 12th grade, my years ninth grade to 12th in American Samoa was the best I've ever had. I lived the life. I was free to go do whatever I wanted to do. I mean, the only thing my dad ever told me was, as long as you keep your grades up, you keep your knees locked, and you tell me everywhere you go, I don't doesn't bother me. You can go anywhere. So because that deal, I did it. It was an easy deal for me. So I had a really good life in American Samoa in my high school year. I don't think I would change. Oh, I would just play more sports. That's it. I would play more sports because I used to play a lot of sports in James Denman Junior High School in the Bay Area in San Francisco. In Sheridan Elementary too, I played sports. I also played the instrument. But when I got to high school in Tafuna High School, I'm not even gonna lie, I was so intimidated by them big people. So my little Asian looking short self coming in and hear these
big
big beautiful
Samoans.
kids, and I'm like, and I was all like, oh, I don't know. My size was always a problem because they always looked at me and they go, "Eh, like you kill it or you cannot do this and that." That was my thing. But other than that, I I wouldn't change anything. I would say the only thing is my thing is if you feel like doing if it's put in your heart to do it, if you want to do it, try it. You try it because you don't want to regret not doing it. And that's the only thing. I wanted to do a lot of things, like a lot of sports. I wanted to join a lot of sports, but I was so um not
Intimidated.
discouraged. No, sis, I was discouraged by the teacher, by the
Oh,
by yeah, because they would look at me and they go like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Like they
awesome.
would make little comments like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all like, what the hell does that got to do with my skills? So that was the only thing. That was the only thing. So if you want to play, look, in life in general, if you know it's right and you really feel it deep down inside that you want to do it, and that you feel the urge, because your whole body wants to lift up and go, but then you have that doubt.
Yeah.
Forget the doubt. Just go.
So
Just
some rapid
please
things,
go.
because you mentioned some teacher, but some rapid questions. One, high school crush, and two, any teachers you'd like to highlight to say thank you.
No, I don't have no high school. I was too busy having fun. I don't have no high school crush. Let me see, I got. But the teachers that really
Ah!
I was like,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, need to see. Yes. No, same. Yeah. I'm glad we were able to do that. Teacher, you fell off on teacher, and then
okay. My teacher, she wasn't actually my teacher. She was actually my counselor, Miss Teresa Young. Teresa Young is the one that's one of them. She was such a she was the one that made me understand the system, the Samoan system in high school. Because when I saw Vice Principal Lingo coming at me with that salsa, I was all like, I'm gonna tell my daddy, you're not supposed to hear me. But you know, it was Teresa that had to break it down to me and tell me how it is in the Samoan culture in Samoa. She had to tell me, yeah, if you do this is what happened. You have to be on time and not tardy. She always told me that it's okay to be small. It's okay to be small as long as I go to all my classes and get good grades. That's all she ever said. Yeah, go on, that's because I was so picked on because of my height in high school. So that was it. Senawefa. I don't know if you guys Meline. I don't. I only know her as Senawefa. She was from Waitongi. Uh, she was another one too that inspired me. What you call it, Samoa.
oh
He
yes,
accepted
yes.
me, Samoa, and then Mrs. Bates, the only uh, Filipino teacher that was there. I think she was either a math or English teacher. I forgot. It was been so, but she always encouraged me. Like her, every time I come, she's her and her accent was so thick, but her name was Miss Bates, and those are the teachers I want to end their, um, of course, Lingo. Lingo's the one that told me that I can do so much better if I would quit smoking. Because he caught me. He caught me at back of the building, and everybody ran, and I just sat there. I was like, I'm not going. I'm not going to kill my sick. Like he gave me a valley. But he always would encourage me. Every time I go to his office, he always says, "Wow, ele la vale la vale station." He always tell me that. So those are the teachers that I like to thank for always having my back and for showing me. Um, understanding where I was coming from, because I didn't understand the system in Samoa and the system in San Francisco. It was a big adjustment for me, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, it was all good.
go fight. Lily has a comment. If you're interested in working at the airport aviation industry, customer service, ramp, etc., all benefits covered, hit me up. So we'll send you her info on the side. And then would you like
Okay.
to say, is there anything you'd like to say in closing and cause of time before Lasso and I?
Yes. I like to give all the glory and praise to God for everything. It was a wonderful session. It felt good to talk to you guys. To actually more like it's almost like sharing is like venting and actually talking, because they say talking does bring lead up to healing, right? For a lot of things, and a lot of us we tend to keep that inside. So whenever you can talk to someone that you can trust, talk, share your feelings, share what you're going through, because you're not alone. You're not alone at all out there. Thank you, ladies, and gentlemen, for tuning in, and thank you, beautiful ladies, for the opportunity. I really appreciate. Shout out to my son. I love you, DJ. I'll see you tomorrow. To my grandson, Sugar Bear, and my daughter, Lene. I love you guys, and my husband. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Okay, and my family. Yeah, God bless you guys. Thank you.
Galify. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your courage to be vulnerable. It's not an easy thing to be a Samoan woman, right? A Polynesian woman, to have that faith in God, and then yet to still have to find the courage to take yourself out of a situation that you know that your life for your kids matter more than your life for yourself. So thank you for sharing your story in hopes that, others will hear this and are going through the struggle and can see how much light and life and love that you are living now, and that they can give them hope to be able to step out and get help.
Right.
Love you
Yes.
so much and praying for the best for you and your children and your family.
Thank you. You guys too. Thank you. God bless you guys.
God bless you too. And to God be all the glory. And again, thank you, Lena.
Yes,
You
to
said it
God be
well.
all the
You
glory.
guys have a good night. Thank you so much.
You as
Aloha
well.
ke le aku.
Bye, ladies.
Pa.
Bye.